So a lot of you have been asking the same question in the comments lately. Every time I talk about on 4K streaming devices or the Google 4K streaming device, we always see a comment saying that Google is about to block sideloading on Android TV as well as Google TV devices. And honestly, I understand why people are worried, especially with everything going on with the Fire TV stick. Also, there have been articles, tweets, YouTube videos claiming that Google is about to completely kill sideloading. But today I definitely want to clear things up because in reality, there's just a lot more going on and definitely want to hear you understand it. So if you own devices like the Nvidia Shield TV, the on 4K Pro, Fire TV devices, or any Google TV streamer, this is something you definitely want to understand, especially if you're thinking about going out and buying another device. So let's break down what Google's actually doing and whether sideloading is really going away. Alright, so let's start with the rumor. Where did the rumor start? So back in 2025, Google announced a new developer verification system that changes how apps can be installed outside the Play Store. And the headline for this was dramatic. Some websites basically said that Google is banning sideloading, but that's not actually true. Google isn't banning sideloading completely. What they're doing is changing who is allowed to distribute apps outside of the Play Store. So what's actually changing? So Google will soon require developers to verify their identity if they want their apps to be installed on certified Android devices outside the Play Store. So this means that developers who distribute APKs will have to register with Google and confirm their identity, things like their name, their address, their contact information, developer account verification. So there is some checks and balances with this new system. So this is very similar to what developers already have to do to publish apps inside the Play Store. So Google says the reason for this is security. So according to their data, sideloaded apps contain over 50 times more malware than Play Store applications. So I don't know if that's a flex because I feel like the Play Store apps shouldn't contain any, but that's another story for another day. So the goal basically from Google is to stop anonymous developers from spreading malware. At least that's what they're claiming. So another thing that people are misunderstanding is the actual timeline. So this isn't happening tomorrow. The rollout looks like this. So October 2025, developers can start verification. In March 2026, verification opens globally. From September 2026, enforcement begins in a few countries, and by 2027 and beyond, possible global rollout. So the first countries getting these restrictions are Brazil, Indonesia, Singapore, and Thailand. So if you're in the United States, Canada, Europe, the change may not affect you for quite some time. We're talking about maybe a couple years. So the big thing that people miss is that Google has already said that advanced users will still be able to install apps from unverified developers, but there will be additional warnings. So sideloading is never disappearing. It's not disappearing. It's just going to be more controlling. You as a user now have to take accountability and say, yes, I consent that I'm allowing this unknown app on my device. So basically, it's a stronger warning that lets you take accountability for what's being installed on your device. So sideloading isn't disappearing, it's just becoming more controlled and less anonymous. So think of it like this: before anyone could upload an APK anonymously, now developers will likely need to identify themselves first. So what does this mean for streaming devices? If you use the Nvidia Shield, the on 4K Pro, Google TV streamer, smart TVs that's running Android TV or Google TV, those are considered Google certified devices, and those are the devices that will follow the new rules. But here's a key point again: if the developer of an app verifies their identity with Google, you'll still be able to install the app manually. So apps like Kodi, Plex, MB downloaders should not be affected if the developer complies. Now, the apps most at risk are anonymous APKs floating around the internet. So why is Google doing this? So now, whether you agree or not, Google said the reason is security, because many malware campaigns scam apps from anonymous sideloaded APKs, and by requiring developers to verify identity, Google believes that it will be harder for bad actors to spread malware, distribute fake streaming apps, steal user data, but critics argue that this could make Android less open than it used to be, which definitely is a strong point. So should you be worried? Right now, I would say no. The reality is sideloading still exists. APKs installs are still possible. This change hasn't been rolled out yet, and even when it does, most legitimate apps will probably just verify the developer accounts and keep working normally. The idea that Android and Google TV devices are suddenly going to be blocked everything overnight is just not accurate. So definitely want to hear your thought on this. Do you think Google is improving security or slowly turning Android into a more closed system? Drop your thoughts in the comment section, and definitely if you want to stay updated on what's happening in Android TV, Fire TV, streaming devices, make sure you hit the subscribe button, smash the notification bell. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.